17th May 2021, an oil tanker was receiving crude oil at the Panna single-point mooring. The vessel had been moored to the SPM since July 2020 and functioned as a floating storage and offloading vessel. A multi-purpose offshore vessel, MPOV, had been made fast aft for pullback duties. The development and rapid intensification of Cyclone Tauktae as it moved north over the Arabian Sea was about to pose a serious challenge to the operations at the SPM. The Panna SPM configuration has a built-in safety mechanism for emergency release. The weak links are designed to break at a predetermined load to protect the SPM structure if environmental forces become excessive. The floating hose system uses a marine breakaway coupling, MBC. If the tanker drifts too far or a cargo hose is overstressed, the MBC automatically disconnects, shuts the flow, and prevents a rupture or spill. Cyclone Tauktae formed on May 13th and rapidly intensified. By the early hours of May 17th, it had strengthened into an extremely severe cyclonic storm, bringing violent conditions in its right-hand semicircle where the oil tanker and MPOV were positioned. Forecasts predicted sustained winds of around 85 to 90 knots, with gusts to 100 knots. On 16th of May, the Cyclone Tauktae approached Panna SPM. The owners cautioned the master of the oil tanker, and at 1935 hours also emailed the charterers requesting for casting off the vessel. There was no reply. Due to deteriorating weather conditions, the oil tanker and MPOV requested that cargo operations be stopped. The OIM refused. The OIM believed the oil tanker could handle winds up to 45 to 50 knots. The MPOV requested release from pullback duties twice.
I repeat, cast off the line, cast off the line, please.
Her request was denied both times, even after she had reported water ingress in her steering room, as removing the tug would leave the tanker vulnerable, while still moored to the SPM. The operational limits for remaining safely secured to the SPM were exceeded as early as the evening on 16th of May, yet cargo operations continued. On 17th of May at 03:30 hours, the master of the oil tanker again requested that loading be stopped. The Panna control began shutting down wells. At 400 hours, the MPOV again requested release. As wind speeds increased to 68 knots, her flooding worsened. At 600 hours, the wind speed was 55 knots, and the swell 5 meters, far beyond all limits. Cargo transfer finally stopped at 6:15 hours, but Master decided to remain moored to the SPM as it was not safe for the crew to proceed to the forecastle for unmooring under the prevailing weather conditions. At 8:24 hours, the MPOV suffered a partial electrical failure. The emergency switchboard tripped. Critical equipment stopped. At about 08:48 hours, the stern thruster of MPOV became inoperational due to water ingress in her steering flat and stern thruster room. On 17th of May, at 9:18 hours, the weak link in the mooring system gave way due to excessive strain. The resulting snapback from the SPM chain caused rupture of the forepeak shell plating at 2 places. This was followed by disconnection of the cargo hose from the marine breakaway pump, located at the manifold, as oil tanker started drifting. At 09:25 hours, both vessels drifted towards the SPM buoy. As the tow wire came in contact with the SPM buoy, the emergency release was activated by the MPOV. The tow wire now trailed at the oil tanker stern, a serious hazard that could have fouled her propeller. Fortunately, it didn't, and the tanker sailed away. At 14:18 hours, the MPOV suffered complete loss of steering. She informed VTS that vessel was not under command. She drifted and finally anchored safely off the Gujarat coast. The investigation revealed a failure of situational awareness and inadequate appreciation of the cyclone's severity by all parties. Timely action was not taken to stop cargo operations and unmoor the vessel. The master was not sufficiently assertive and lacked awareness of key SPM operational limits. Shore management did not provide adequate guidance or support. Decision-making was ineffective, with both ship and shore management. Existing procedures did not adequately address operations in severe weather conditions. Offshore operations demand respect for weather, clear communication, and timely decisions. The margin for error is small. The consequences are severe. To masters, when weather deteriorates, be assertive. Demand to unmoor in good time. Know system limits. Your judgment saves lives. OIMs and terminal operators understand weather reports. When in doubt, stop early. MPOV masters, your safety is paramount. Report issues, insist on action. If unsafe, demand release. Shore management, support your sea staff. Provide guidance, respond to concerns, promote a safety culture. Plan early, act decisively, safety first, always.